Welcome back to Beyond the Torch, Survivor fans. We are so excited to bring you a very good friend of mine today, and also Todd's. This is Tanya, Tennessee, from season 5, Thailand. You're the first person we've had from Thailand, Tanya. Welcome.
Welcome, Tanya.
Thank you.
Yay.
This is really exciting. I love you, Tanya. I've loved you for years and years and years. We've known each other for a long time, but it's super awesome to have you on the show and to have you share your story and all the behind the scenes information. So glad to have you.
Yes.
I love you too.
Aw. I think I met you for the first time when we were at a charity event. We shared a room or something, didn't we? The first time I went, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they could not have put me with a kinder, sweeter, I fell in love with you immediately. So every year when we go to those things, we always find each other and connect. So
Yes.
it's been fun.
Did we go shopping at the Gucci outlet one day?
Yes, we did. And I think it was therapy. Something had happened to me that day and you're like, let's go shopping. And I was like, oh my God, you even speak my language. Are you kidding me?
I'm sure you don't remember this part, but did you know that I met you before I was ever on the show?
Only because you told me, and I thought that was so cool. Like at Cocoa Beach.
Yeah. So instead of Hearts of Reality or Over the Edge, there used to be a Cocoa Beach little Survivor Bash, and I was a 20-year-old super fan that waited in line to go meet some Survivor contestants. So I had my bag of buffs, and Tanya was one of the people that I got to meet.
She was so sweet too. I bet you were like, oh my gosh, she's even better in person. Because that's how.
Oh, absolutely. I was I was so excited. I can't even explain. I have all the pictures and stuff too. They're printed out because, old.
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, Tanya, we are going to get into your story. We're going to talk about some memories and fun things in our past as well. But before we do that, we'd like to kind of put a spotlight on our fans, I guess they're our fans, but they're mostly Survivor fans and ours by default. And so BJ Racine, I think is our guy today. He is going to share a little bit about why he loves Survivor. So let's go.
Hi, Todd and Leslie. Survivor has absolutely changed my life for the better. I remember watching it the very first season. We didn't watch right away. We were told by pretty much everyone that the show was a must watch. So my mom and I ended up watching the show, and safe to say we were hooked pretty much instantly. We have watched ever since. And one nice thing about it was it gave us a new way to connect with each other, connect with my family. Well, every week, once a week for an hour, we were able to watch a show and just escape the real world and connect. And I always have something to talk about, which was great. My mom doesn't watch the show anymore, but we still reminisce about the old times watching the show. And I'm forever thankful that this show existed, because it made my family and me a lot closer than we would have been if the show had never aired. And I'm just grateful that the show existed.
Aw. It makes it sound like it's past tense. Guys, Survivor's still out there. Just FYI. BJ, I love that, though. I love hearing stories of how families are connecting, because I am a connector girly. And I agree. It does the same thing. Do you guys remember the first time you saw Survivor?
Yes.
I'm curious, Tanya, especially since you were on.
You were so early.
What was the first time you ever saw?
So I didn't start watching it until the middle of the first season. And then I got hooked. I couldn't stop watching it. And then honestly, Australia is still my favorite season. I watched it and I was hooked. Favorite season. And then actually season 3 is my second favorite. So I just loved those seasons and I could not stop watching. So I just kind of he just said, I got addicted to it, and it was just a way to kind of escape. And I kept thinking, oh man, I can do that. I should send in an application. And especially Big Tom lived near me. And so for me, that's why we hang out a lot. I was like, if he can do it, surely I can, so I just applied and got lucky, got picked. And yeah, it was definitely, I agree. Something to distract you. And when I started watching it at first, I thought, what a stupid idea. They're just dropping people off.
I was like, what idiots? Why would you do that on purpose? Ugh.
But then think about it. Like, it's
Mhm.
so crazy to say that $1 million back then was so much more than it is today. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're like, holy cow, $1 million. And maybe that was just because I was a poor social worker, but still, like, I'm like, it's a lot of
A
money.
million bucks
Yeah.
back then. It's true. Like I remember thinking, these people are going to be the richest people in America because
Yes,
I was
You're
a
gonna be on the
kid.
cover of Forbes.
yes.
But I remember like because I was like 15, and so my mom had yelled outside because I was playing outside as a child does or did, I should say. And
Yeah.
she was like, "That show in the jungle is on," and so I
Aw.
came running home to watch it. And I remember watching the first episode and thinking like, "This is weird," but then Tribal Council is where I
Yes.
got hooked because I was like, "What is this? They're in like a tree house and." The fire and the torches, it was really just what sucked me in right away. So yeah, good times.
I remember thinking, is this Lord of the Flies? Like, what
Yeah.
are they gonna do? When they vote them out, where do they go? Are they tortured? Like, what's happening? Like, I had no idea. And the only reason I watched it is because I was in a friend group and somebody said something about, have you seen that show on TV where that's Cash Money, by the way? That is
Yes,
Tanya's
I'm so
puppy.
sorry.
And he's her co-host today. So you're gonna get to
Yes.
hear him.
And he's the cutest little dog ever.
So cute. He has his own Instagram.
He's cute because he's very loud today.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I was watching because my friend said, "Have you seen that show where people are in the jungle? It's like Lord of the Flies, and there's like this naked gay guy walking
Yeah.
around." And I was like, "Wait, that sounds really interesting." And then I watched it, like, why are they doing this on purpose? And then I realized it was for $1 million. I was like, oh, that's why. But then after season 3 is when I went, oh, it's so much deeper than that. There's so much to learn about yourself on this show. Did you have that sense too, Tanya, going into it?
Yeah, like I didn't know. Like honestly, I went there to try to win $1 million. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah.
just thought it looked fun and like different. So I thought, okay. But what I gained was so much more. Like just how you don't appreciate what you have at home for one thing. And just that you can do anything. You really are just set by your own limitations. So for me, it really inspired me to do whatever, to travel more, because with growing up we did not do that a lot. So
Yeah.
for me it really made me think outside the box. I went home, I switched my profession, like I just did a
Wow.
lot of things. Like it helped me grow as a person, and really to care more about the people that you have and not take them for granted. Like I lost my dad while I was out there, so
You're
that
kidding me.
no, I absolutely
You don't remember that, Leslie? It was
No,
like
I
the
don't know
most
why I don't
heartbreaking
remember that. I
story.
think I
yeah.
block out unpleasant things. That's what I
Oh,
do. So
yeah.
that's probably what happened with me. I'm so sorry.
Well, it just like it actually inspired a lot of fans to write to me because on the reunion they talked about how my dad and my sister had gotten into an argument like when my parents got divorced. And by being on Survivor, they spoke for the first time in 10 years. We had like a going away party. And if that hadn't happened, they would have never, had that conversation before he passed. Like he died unexpectedly of a heart attack. And so for me, I came home to a funeral, which was really horrible, but I got to like tell my dad goodbye because of the show. Like, so it was like a weird thing, but also kind of gave me some closure because he kind of told me, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, that kind of stuff. So I'm trying not to cry.
Okay, wait. I'm not okay right now. I don't know why I blocked that out. I tend to do that with unpleasant things. I think I just like to think of only the positive, but you're right. It's coming back to me. And I
Yeah.
think maybe that's why I felt such a connection to you. I don't know, but like I remember seeing you because I always would watch, after that, I didn't miss a season. And
Yeah.
when your season started, I always pick somebody that I'm going to root for. And immediately I was like, oh, I love her. I relate to her. She's so sweet. She's so genuine. She's so cute. I was so excited to watch you. And then to watch what happened to you was devastating. So you want
Yeah.
to talk a little bit about your experience versus what you hoped would happen?
Well, I have a question regarding it though. So,
Yeah.
when you were voted out, were you able to go home for your father or how did
Yeah.
that work?
Oh,
So we were traveling through Thailand, like, because they took you and the first 7 people voted out, like we went on a trip. And when we did that, they were looking for me all day. Like it was so funny because like I just had a weird feeling. And here's something behind the scenes. So we could kind of like run around and go to the mall or do whatever we want to do, but we had to be back at a certain time. And they had like payphones there, like set up in different places. And that day, I just had this heaviness on my heart. And I was like, I just feel like there's something wrong. Like I couldn't figure out what it was. So I tried to use a phone, but I couldn't figure out how to do it because everything's in Thai. And I was like, I have no idea. Like I tried to get people to help me, could not figure it out. So I was not able to use the phone, but I just kept feeling like something felt heavy. And we traveled that day. We went to a different part of Thailand as a group. And it was weird because that day, like before, they didn't really care what we did. We could drink, we could do whatever. And I'm not a huge partier anyway. But that day, I was going to have some cocktails at dinner. And me specifically, they were like, no, not for you. Like, we're not going to drink. And I kept thinking, why are they picking on me? Like, you know, and it was because they knew that Dr. Leslie was trying to get a hold of me to talk to me about my dad. So they did not want me to be drinking. And it was funny because we were in a room and they were like, hey, Tanya, they were like, we need to come up here and have you sign this contract. And I kept thinking, well, this is so weird. Like they're acting very funny. And I went up there and they're like, hey, you have a phone call. And as soon as they said that, at least I'm trying not to cry, I knew like it was immediate. I don't know how I knew, but I knew it was my dad. And I knew that was going to be my mom on the phone. And it was.
My gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so
sorry
sorry.
if nothing goes for that. That's, I mean,
But
wow.
CBS, like they flew my mom first class to LA to meet me. They flew me home first class, which was really nice. They all sent these gorgeous flowers. Like they really did a nice job of trying to help me go through the process to see if I needed anything. So I really am forever grateful for that.
Yeah.
Well, and it is really pretty amazing that, like you said, you got to say your goodbye, and he said he was so proud of you, and that,
Yeah.
like, that's really amazing because a lot
Yeah.
of people don't get that. You
Yeah.
know, even though it was a different scenario, that's pretty amazing. But
Yeah.
I go
And
to
a lot of people reached out because they had rifts in their family that they had not tried to reconnect or, you know, and because of what happened with my sister and him, they're like, you inspired me to want to talk to my loved one or, you know, so I got a lot of emails about that. And it was touching that they, you know, and I encourage that, like, you know, don't always regret not saying goodbye or not having that conversation. Leslie, you're killing me.
I am not okay right now, you guys. This is not the first time I have cried in this podcast, but it's the first time I think that it's just been like, whoo,
Yeah.
so much empathy right now. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Sorry. Todd, talk. Do something.
I remember very vividly because when I was leaving to go to China, that was one of my biggest fears. And, you know, so it was always like Tanya had to go through this, and I can't even imagine having to go through it type of situation.
Yeah.
So, because I think other than you, Jenna Maraska and All Stars was the only other one with her mom, right?
Yeah. That's all I can think of.
That we know of at
That we
least.
know of, yeah.
I mean, so it's a very, you know, there's only two people who know what it's like that we know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but you're always so positive, and
Yeah.
and I love that you like to leave it as never regret the way you leave a conversation. Because it is important. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But-
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing that.
Even
I'm sorry I made that harder for you.
No, you're totally fine. Like, even if you're the person in the wrong or they were in the wrong, like, I just have a very forgiving heart anyway. I feel like it takes so much out of you to hate people and to harbor those terrible feelings. So for me, people can do really mean things to me and I get over it pretty quick because it just takes too much energy to, you know, store that. So for me, life's too short. And
yeah, definitely. I'm not sure where Todd went. He just disappeared. So it's just me and you for now. He'll come back. He knows his way back. Sometimes his phone will like do like a what do you call it? Like a notification, and he'll disappear. But hear me trying to like not cry and him disappearing is probably not ideal. But anyway, well, let's change the subject a little bit. Here he is. Hang on, let me get him back in.
I'm
There you
so
are.
sorry.
Sorry. That's okay. It happens.
Oh, I apologize.
oh, it's fine.
It's okay. I was like, he's not here, and I'm trying not to cry. This was not a good time.
But I'm back.
Okay, yay. I'm very codependent with Todd. So anyway, okay, so Tanya, your experience. Let's talk about this because, well, first of all, let's back up a little bit and talk about
Yeah.
casting. You said I decided to try out and they picked me. Okay, what?
Yeah. And
First
this
time?
is back when there was like 100,000 people who were
Yes.
auditioning for each
Yeah.
season.
So
So
I
please
was
talk about this.
super lucky that I got picked. Like I just sent an application, did a video. And at the time I worked for the Children's Advocacy Center. So I was working with abused children. And we had this like happy bear that would go around and teach kids personal safety. So that's how I started my video in this happy bear costume.
Oh my gosh.
And I was holding the sign saying pick me for Survivor. I took the head off, I'm like, hey, I'm Tanya Vance, 20 whatever years old. I'm here to be your next survivor, so trying to make it fun. I spent forever doing that video though. Like I wanted it to be good, and got the phone call. I remember being in the grocery store and it said SEG Entertainment or whatever. And I'm like, what? And I was so excited. And so I answered the phone, I was trying to act cool. And that's when they sent me, for my series of interviews, which I did. And you know how they at the time, I don't know if they still do this. I'm sure they do. They want you to be similar to somebody else that did well through the casting process.
Yes. Yep.
So I think for me, because I was kind of like the girl next door kind of thing, they like had me like an Amber type.
Yes.
Amber, Elizabeth.
Yes.
Nalia. I'm trying, you very
sweet
similar.
Southern.
Yes.
Sweet Southern. And so they kept like kind of comparing me like to Amber. And they were like, okay, we want the certain type or whatever. And when we were interviewing in Santa Monica, I had went through the different series and I was just myself every time. They would just pick you at random times. You'd be at the gym, you'd be in the pool.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you're going to meet with Jeff Probst and Mark Burnett. And you'd be like, what? I mean, like you look terrible. And so I remember going to my final interview with Les Munez, however you say his last name.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. And Colleen had said, Tanya, make sure you dress really sexy. And I was like, sexy? Like, because the whole time I was just like girl next door. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yes, you need to knock this out of the ballpark, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't have a lot of stuff with me, but I was like, okay, let me find this. Like I had kind of like a mini dress and all this stuff. So I came to the interview and I remember Lynn looked at me and said, what are you doing? And I said, what do you mean? And she was like, why do you have that on? I said, because Colleen told me to. And she said, you need to come with me right now. And we were like sitting in chairs, like waiting to be interviewed. She pulls me and has me switch clothes with a total stranger that worked in casting. I put her jeans and tank top on and totally switched my clothes.
Wow. That kind of reminds me of what Lynn did to me when I came in with my hair curly and she was like, no, go get your straightener. And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, this is what my hair is going to look like out there, right? You realize that. She's like, I don't care. I need you to go straighten your hair. And she sent me back to my room. It was crazy.
Oh yeah. I changed
knew what she was doing.
I didn't even know. I was like, okay. And so I wonder what the people in the room with me, because it was just like 10 girls and 10 guys that were the final and they were going to pick 16. So you were already nervous because you knew 4 of you weren't making it. So you were like looking around the room thinking, okay, which of us is not making it?
Yeah.
And so literally I came in a whole different outfit and I wonder if they just thought, what happened to that girl? Like, what did
it was one of your tricks. You snapped your fingers and
it's really interesting that Colleen was asking you to dress sexy in the first place because you are the good Southern country girl. Why in the world would they? I don't know. That just blows my mind.
I put you in the same thing as like Dolly or you know what I mean? Like such a beautiful, cute, perfect little just sweetheart. Yeah. Everybody wants to love.
It was weird for me too, because I was like, why would I do this? Like the whole time I've been like cast as a certain way. And so it was really weird. But yeah, that happened to me. And
easy.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. And then did you know right away after your time in LA that you were going to be picked, or what was the process like after that?
Yeah. So they told me, we went to like upstairs and they were like trying to mess with you. And they're like, oh, so, if you get cast, blah, blah, blah. Like they were asking me a bunch of questions and they're like, okay, so what are you going to do when you are out there and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, did you say when I am? And they were like, yeah. So I was like really excited. And they were like, not say anything, but we need you to go and start like you have to do a series of shots for
Yeah.
wrestling.
Mm.
Like, we need you to go in this room. We need you to act like you did not get picked, that you're just going there, blah, blah, blah. Do not tell anyone. So that happened. And then I had read that it could be in Amazon or it could be in Thailand. And I kept like trying to figure out which one. And they sent me when they told you what outfits, like you needed like a bathing suit, blah, blah, blah. And you had to send like a duplicate to them.
Mhm.
They said suggested reading. It was something National Geographic Thailand. So that's the only reason I thought, okay, it must be in Thailand. But yes,
Amazing.
Oh.
knew where we were going and that kind of stuff. Did you
So-
all have to, like, did you know?
We knew because it was such a big deal. China was a big deal.
But they hadn't officially announced it
Right.
when we were in casting
Mhm.
Okay.
because Fiji was still airing. And when we were in casting, because we were there in like April, right, Leslie?
Yep. Yep.
And so like, but we knew because we were fans and it had like leaked online.
Right. Well,
Okay.
Todd knew.
I knew. Mark Burnett came into the room and said, "Does anybody know where we're going?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And yeah,
And then we
Like-
all started clapping, but inside I was like, damn it.
You're like,
I went
well,
palm
I'm talking
trees.
about the Amazon. I did not want to go to the Amazon. I kept reading about piranhas and like all these snakes. And I was like, no, I was praying not to go to the Amazon.
Yeah.
but okay. So I don't know about Leslie. Like when I was in casting, I did get shots, but they told me I was only 97% cast.
They
So
did
I
the
was
same
like-
for me.
I wasn't confirmed until like 2 weeks before flying out.
They told me 98%. So no.
So they liked her more.
I did
But I
not
did-
get.
I got
I was just
6
told
shots.
I just was told I was on it. I did not get a percentage. They were like, did you all have to work out when you were
Mhm.
there?
We
and
didn't have to, but
time you? Did they time you? Like, we actually had to run
Yeah.
like the thing
didn't
and do
time us.
pull-ups. You didn't have to do
No,
that.
no.
we didn't do like a physical test, but we had gym
Gym
time.
time.
And so like we would all be in the gym together, looking at each other, working out, and it was super awkward because we couldn't talk.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I got in trouble for that too. I just remembered that. I got in trouble for a lot when I was at casting. But I brought one of those tubing with handles and I brought it into the gym because the machines were always so full and
Yeah.
everybody would just be on it pretending to work out, but like checking each other out. So I really wanted to work out. So I brought my tube and Lynn's like, Leslie, stop bringing attention to yourself. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? And then
I remember you, Leslie, like in that gym with your thingy. I remember it. She like was
She was
over in the
right.
corner. And I was like, of course, this woman is like, she's like a housewife. She's just doing her jazzercise. Like, that's what my brain was telling me. It's crazy. But I wore Vans. Like, I was
Yeah.
not wearing running shoes. I was wearing freaking checkered Vans. And I was like,
so I thought he was a surfer dude or like a skateboarder. Like I had no idea Todd was Todd. You know what I mean? Like it was so funny how wrong I was, but
That's
we digress.
I
Let's
did
get
that on
back to your
purpose.
story. So you go on, you're so excited. You're like, I'm going to play this way. Like, how did you envision your experience as compared to how it actually landed?
Well, I thought for sure I was winning. I was like, oh, I got this. I looked at my team. I was like, I am so strong compared to everyone else on my team. In my head, I was like, oh, you're a good girl. And then like literally, honestly, I had actually got sick on the airplane on the way there because that's when I started taking the malaria medicine. And I did not realize it was the malaria medicine. I thought, are you just nervous? Like, what is going on? Like I threw up on the airplane, like had to get up, like it was bad. And so I could not figure out what it was, but we had started taking the medicine like a week before
Yeah.
we came.
Mhm.
And as soon as I started not eating with it, like, because on the airplane, you don't really eat. I just started getting really nauseous and I didn't understand that's what was making me sick. I, thought, okay, who knows? And then when I got there and took it on an empty stomach, it made me so sick. Like I could not keep anything. You could have brought me a cheeseburger and I would have refused it. Like I was just like,
Wow.
like it was so bad.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, when you're there, you do take malaria medication daily.
Yeah.
So that is why
Yeah.
she was taking this medication.
Yeah.
Yeah. And several of the filming crew had gotten malaria and had gotten sick. And so they like sent notifications like, you have to take it, you
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
and I do that in real life, like with any kind of medication, like I have to eat with it or it makes me sick. So it's like just my frame. I don't know why. Like my mom's like that. So I'm jinxed by that curse because had that not happened, like Brian tells me every day, like me and Brian were like this. He's like, you were like my sister. Like you would have gone so far, so it makes me sad. But again, everything happens for a reason, just even me getting picked, what happened with my dad, him and my sister, like everything happens and you never know why. So if I had been on the show, I don't know, would they have pulled me for that? Would they not? That would have been very horrifying, like to
Yeah.
do that and watch the show and see me find that out. Like, would they have pulled me? My dad wouldn't have wanted that. So I just think everything happens for a reason. And
Absolutely.
No, I
completely
agree.
agree. Like
I
there
would
was
like
some
to
sort
see
of
you play again, though. Would you
I
play again?
would love
yeah,
it.
I would love it. I don't know that I'll ever get called, but like, I would love it. I think, I mean, you think of some of the early boots that like were good early boots,
Oh,
like
good.
Jesse Camacho. I love that girl.
I
Like
know. She's
totally
amazing.
Clarence. Like think of some of those like old school.
Chicken?
Like, yes.
It's like a real second chance. Like I feel like that
Yes.
would be so. I would love a season of pre-jury members, like a
I
real second chance.
I would love
Same.
to
I
play
think it would
against
be
you.
incredible to watch because I feel
So
like
fun.
the gameplay would be so strong,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so strong. You know,
Because
But-
we've had years and years and years to think about, like, how would I have done that different? Like, how could I have done that different? And it's funny. We had Rob on here recently, Boston Rob,
Yeah.
and he was saying, he just once you win, it's like that kind of desire to go back and like dominate. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I've already done that. And he's like, it's not that you don't want to play. It's just that fire is not there as hot as it was when you didn't have that chance to win yet. And I totally related to that. Do you have that in you, Tanya?
Absolutely. And I just think, honestly, I was so different then than I am now. Like how
Same.
naive I was and how I trusted more people. Like I did not work on building alliances as quick as I should have.
Right.
Like, but I was good. Like I was in them. So it helped me. But things I would do differently, there's like a long list. So for
Yeah.
sure.
But
I
you
mean, both of
basically
you,
because of being sick.
Mhm.
both of you were sick. Like
Yeah.
that was a huge part of the reasoning of both of you leaving, which is so freaking annoying
Yeah.
because you can't help it. It's a situation
can't
that you
help
would have
that.
no control over.
Ah,
Oh, man.
it's discouraging because you get it in your mind how you're going to go out there and just dominate and like, show them who's boss. And then you get out there and you're like, oh my gosh, my body is not all about this right now.
Yeah.
It sucks. I'm
Um,
sorry.
So I have a question about Thailand. Like, what was Thailand like? Because I remember as a fan, granted, I was young. I remember hearing it was Thailand, and I was like, "Where are they? What in Thailand?" And then I learned about like its gorgeous beaches and everything. So I was completely oblivious to what Thailand was like. But was it wonderful and beautiful, or was it like miserable?
It was both of those things. So it was amazing, like beautiful, gorgeous, like just what you would picture it to look like. We were on the same place where they filmed Beaches with Leonardo
Okay.
DiCaprio. So it
Yeah.
was gorgeous. However, it literally was 115 degrees on average. So you
Oh my
felt like you were dying. Like I was so thankful for our cave. Like we got lucky to have the cave, but our water source was like a mile away. And that canoe was the heaviest thing ever. And then I don't know if you remember, but they like sunk it. It was like we
Yeah.
didn't have one
Yes.
Yeah.
swim to go get the water. It was
Ugh,
horrifying. Like,
no.
and you definitely had to boil the water. So it was 115. You were drinking hot water. There were mosquitoes everywhere. There were king cobras, and they would have little snake handlers that would come and get them. And they were like, do not mess around. Do not touch these. Like, I remember John Raymond was like, oh, I can get it. And I'm like, dude, like, don't do that.
Please don't.
Don't do that.
Not the best idea. Okay, wait. Now, how many days were you out there?
I was up there 6.
6 days. So you were second out.
Yeah.
So John was first, right? Or was
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then you were okay. Yeah. Wow. 6 days though. Did you lose a lot of weight in 6 days? It's amazing
I
how
lost
quickly.
18 pounds in 6 days.
'Cause you were also
15
throwing
pounds?
up, so you had
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
I
That's
was
funny.
puking bile. Like I was like, why am I puking neon green stuff? Like, what is this? Like, it was scary because literally I didn't have anything in my body. And so, yeah, the only thing I like even wanted to eat was we had this tree that had leaves on it that were called tamarind leaves. And I would eat those leaves and that would like settle my stomach a little bit.
Whew.
That's
Man, talk about Survivor like on crack. Like there's nothing worse than being out there living your dream, but living it in a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
yeah.
but okay, so you get voted out. You go back to, I don't know if they called it Ponderosa then, but you
Mhm.
go back to Ponderosa. Tell me what that was like for you. Did you get
Yeah,
did you
so
get better quicker or
yeah, because then I could eat and I was totally fine. Like I would take the malaria medicine with the food and I was fine.
good?
But it was so fun. Like we back then, Mark Burnett was very invested. He would come out like to the
really
Ponderosa and hang out with us. We have lots of pictures like where he would just hang out and um all the Dr. Ado would come over, like all the people would come over and hang out. We had a blast. Like, they would have your favorite foods, games to play. We would lay out in the sun. And then when we eventually, it was like around July 4th when we traveled together and all of us like, went throughout Thailand. We got to do bungee jumping. We went kayaking, like all the cave exploring. Like we did all these cool excursions during the day. And so it was a lot of fun. You really get to know your cast and we had a very good bonding time. We rode elephants. Like it was really cool.
Who did you get close to during this time?
I I have to say everybody just because I'm like I love everybody,
Yeah,
but
yeah, you do.
Sheehan and I were really tight. We would go sneak off and get $5 massages in Thailand, which were awesome. Literally
Deal.
$5. It was such a good deal. We had trouble once because we had like 2 or 3 in a row and everybody was waiting on us to go to dinner and we like lied and said we got lost so they wouldn't be mad at us. Um, but me and Jed were really close.
It's super interesting that they let you just kind of go off on your own because I've heard stories where that
No,
is
we were like watched, like it was like we were in sequester. Like they would not, they took the phones out of our hotel rooms so that we wouldn't call
We
anybody.
didn't have phones and stuff like that, but we could definitely walk. Like they would say, okay, what do you just kind of had to tell them what you were doing. So you had somebody that would travel with you. And then like they say, okay, you have a little bit of downtime. And so we'd say, hey, we're going to run down here and do this. So
Nice.
yeah.
Whew, but there's also stuff near you apparently, because where we were in the middle of nowhere. The only time we could go anywhere is if they took us somewhere, and it was like a day trip, And
Gotcha.
then once the first 6 of us were voted out because we weren't in the jury, they took us on this whirlwind trip of China. Did you guys get to do something like that, or did you stay the whole time?
Yeah, no, we left. It was like July 4th. We went on a boat ride that night, and then we literally went all around. Like we went to Chiang Mai, Pai, um, Phuket, like Bangkok. Like we toured all around Thailand, and we did something cool in every city we would go
Oh,
to. So,
fun. Oh, that's so
Sweet.
fun. Yeah,
yeah,
so you got the whole experience. You got to play the game and you got to have the fun little trip after.
full on trip through
Yeah.
Thailand. Wow. That's so cool.
That's so fun.
So, okay, that Survivor is done. And then we fast forward a little bit. You're still, to this day, super invested in the Survivor fandom, the community, the world. I know that you are loved and appreciated by so many people. After you got home, what happened next? What's life laid out?
yeah,
since?
for me, it just kind of told me like, okay, you got picked to do this show that's huge on television. You can do anything you want. Like you really just limit yourself. So for me, I loved working with abused children, but it was very taxing on me mentally. I was like, okay, let me like all these people were talking to me about, oh, you should do this, you should do this. So I like said, you know what, I can do that. Went into sales. I've done that now for 20 some years. But for me, I always have that social worker in me that wants to give back. So I like sit on a board for domestic violence and rape victims now. I if my friends need me to do stuff for their charities, I go and do it. Like I still want to do that part of the charitable side, but still have a good living. So for me, it was kind of like a fine balance. And I think it just taught me that you can do anything you want. Your only limits are what you put on yourself. And I don't know why I just wasn't raised like that. So I know that sounds stupid, but it's true. Like I just kind of thought, oh, I have this box and I have to do this and I have to do this. And now I'm just like, hey, you can do whatever you want,
Yeah. You're the architect of your life. And I
Yeah.
think the moment you like really understand that, everything changes. You're like, wait, I don't have to be what everybody thinks I need to be. I can be who I am. And I'm not even sure who that is because I've been being who everyone wants me to be for so long,
Exactly.
And Survivor is kind of like I mean, it's a moment. It's a moment of clarity when you realize I'm out here all by myself making my own decisions and I'm fine.
Yeah.
What's that like? In real
Completely
life.
agree with you.
Yeah.
It's scary, but then once you do it, it gives you confidence to do it. When you get back, you're like, okay, if I
Yeah.
could do that here and I could do this, then what else can I do? So
Yeah.
I never really looked at it like that, but it's 100. You're so right, because I even, raised in a little bubble. And so, expected to do this and be this way and do that. But then Survivor, you're out there completely on your own with nobody else that you know, and you are just you to your core.
Right.
So, yeah. And that's really when I started saying, like, I can do whatever I want. Like, I can be who I want, and nobody else can tell me otherwise. So I love that.
Yeah. Well, it's the first time I think you're ever like pulled out of your normal everyday, which you may not even realize is a lot of times, I don't know, controlled sort of by other people and their expectations and what you're supposed to be and, your reputation or whatever. It's like, oh, I have nothing. I can find out who I really am. I honestly think that's what made me want to do Survivor. I wanted to know who I was. And and it can be really revealing in good and bad ways.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I did it early because now, like with social media and stuff, I feel like people are so mean. I don't know. Like it takes a lot to look at the feedback people give about you or make fun of you or, those kind of things. Like it takes tough skin. So
Yes.
It does.
Because even China, we were like MySpace. We weren't, Facebook and TikTok and all of that. So, and here's what I will say to anybody who's listening, right? Like when you're watching a show, you're obviously going to pick and choose who you like and who you are rooting for. And you are allowed to have your opinions about a person, but just remember it is a show, and the edit can tend to make people look like a villain, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. So like these are human beings. So just maybe be nice,
And it's a
because
game. It's a game. You're supposed to if you play with integrity of Survivor, if you go on Survivor to play for your integrity, you're screwed. If you go on Survivor and play to the integrity of the game, which is outwit, outplay, outlast, right? If you go in there with that, you're so much better off. If you're trying to protect you the whole time, you're going to completely miss the whole point of the game. That's my advice anyway.
agree.
Yeah. So, okay, you come back, you are on fire. You're like, I'm going to be who I want to be. And were you with Todd when I first met you? I feel like you weren't. I feel like you met him in the process of me knowing you, because all of a sudden you meet this Prince Charming and I'm like, holy crap, Tanya, he is absolute perfection for you. I've
like
never
not
seen
just Todd, her husband Todd.
No, yeah. Her husband Todd. Sorry. Although Todd, you're perfection as well, my
You
friend.
are.
But
Thanks.
I felt like, I mean, you two were created for each other is how I felt. Like what brought you to him? How did that happen?
So it's kind of funny. So actually my ex-husband, I met coming to Orlando for a Give Kids the World event one night in the airport. So
Wow.
that Todd knows we used to hang out all together. So I met Joseph that way. But things happen, they don't work out, and that's totally fine. But Todd and I had known each other since we were in high school. Like he went to a different high school, but I ran track and he did too. And he always would talk to me at track meets. And he had a girlfriend and I always would have a boyfriend. So it never worked out, but I always thought he was super cute. We would go to UT football games and stuff and tailgate together and hang out just as friends. And then he was going through a divorce and I was going through a divorce with Joseph. And he reached out to me and was like, next time you're home, we should hang out, blah, blah, blah. And we've literally been together ever since. So
happily ever
That's
after.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's great. He's such a
That's
sweetheart.
amazing.
He comes with Tanya every year.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's part of the family, we're all just, when we see each other, it's like a big family reunion every
Yeah,
year.
he's hilarious. He's so
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, that's fun.
So how long have you been together now, though? Because I've only met Todd once.
We have been married since 2016. We've been together since, I guess, 2014.
Dang, that's awesome.
Crazy?
Yeah.
It's crazy
And
how time flies.
I think the first time I met you, when we stayed in the same room, you
Yeah.
were married to Joseph.
Yeah,
Because-
probably was. Yeah.
Yes, I think I remember, because it's so vague. I don't have great memories, but was that the year, or wait, maybe it was a couple years later. This is a funny story, guys. This has to do with Nalia. I remember seeing Tanya put on lip gloss, and she was putting it on, and it was such a perfect like color. I was like, what is this lip gloss? I'm obsessed. I'm not Rita obsessed, but I am obsessed with lip gloss. And so she told me, she goes, oh, I buy this from Nalia. And it was this lip sense from
Yeah.
Synogens. And it's like a lip stain, and then you put stuff over it to make it. And it's all I wear now. And I've been buying it from Nalia ever since then. So thank you for,
You're welcome.
upping my lip game. It was all because of you.
It's because of Nalia. I would always room with Nalia, and she would always have the best stuff. So she would help me, like, again, like, she knows everything about beauty and fashion. So I'd be like, she'd be putting on these fake lashes. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, she'd come over and just whip it up. So
She's such a cutie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can we also just point out, and I have to do this, because how many years has it been since Thailand?
gosh, 2001. So it's what, 25 years now.
And
Or
look at
2002.
you don't look like you could possibly be 20 something
5
years
years later.
older. You
Yeah.
look phenomenal. Like, that's,
Thank you.
I don't know what you do, but you look so good. So yeah, I have to say that, because
Beautiful
it
girl.
just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I feel it, but
Girl, I feel it too.
Her,
it's
I do.
every day. It's like, oh, put on estrogen patches this year and stuff. Feel like what?
I use pellets. I'm telling you, life changing. Life
Pellets.
changing. Hormone pellets are the way to go. You know what? I'm so glad. We're going to talk about hormones, guys. Sorry, this is what we're doing. But I remember for so long they said that estrogen increases your risk for breast cancer significantly, and so wait, there was a whole generation of women who didn't use it, and they were miserable.
Yeah.
And like shriveling up way before they should have. And I am so glad that we are living in days where they're like, yeah, that's bogus. You actually do much better with this stuff. And I am happily somebody who participates in the estrogen stuff. So
Yes, no, no one talks about it. And like me and my girlfriends do all the time, because we're like, no one warned us about this.
no.
Like, I thought I had cancer. I had no energy.
Yep.
Like, I thought I was dying. I was like, what is wrong with me? And
Crabby.
oh,
So mean. I'm like, I am not this person. What is happening? Yeah.
I don't know anything about estrogen, but
We're learning you up
support it.
right now, my
I
friend. We are
support it,
learning you
and
up.
I'm so happy for you.
yes, if you need it, you need it. Like, yes. My sister had the BRCA gene, so she had breast cancer. So I was terrified. Like, can I take this? So you really do need a doctor to like test your hormone level.
100%. Yes. Yes.
But it has definitely made a huge difference for me. So a random thought of the day, but yes.
Yeah. Random thought. And you're right. Make sure you
Right.
talk to your doctor. Don't say Leslie said I need to take estrogen. If you do that, I'm going to be really mad at you, whoever you are. Especially if you're a guy. No, sorry.
Yeah, you should please talk to your
Please
doctor.
talk to your
before you leave.
doctor.
Yes.
So in all reality, out of all of the seasons of Survivor, like, there's people from the Survivor world tend to stop being a part of it, but you've been around since season 5. You're one of the very, very few who has stuck around and been so much a part of it. Why do you do that? And what is one of the biggest things that you've gotten from it over the past 25 years?
I think it's because I do love the show. I was a fan of the show like you, Todd. Like, I was, I fangirl still when I meet people. I think it's exciting, and it's such a great opportunity to meet people from all walks of life. Like, I mean, you literally never know what you're going to get with some of the contestants, because they're tiny. They're all over the board. What you learn from other people helps you grow as a person, and I love that. And then when we can get together and do things for charity and help other people, I'm always in. I'm like,
It's like
I'll
win,
do it.
win, win.
and some
Yeah.
women.
Well, and
So
I realize too, I sometimes hear from people from the older seasons, they're like, oh, I don't go to the events anymore. I'm just going to let other people, the more new people, they only want to see the new people. That's not true.
Yeah.
There is something about the old school survivors that the fans love when they're like, there's not enough of you. Where are you? And I'm like, well, I think everybody thinks they only want to see the new people. And they're like, no, we want to see the old people too. It's like, okay, well, just a heads up, if you're listening and you're from
Yeah.
old school, get your butt to these events. The
Yeah.
Old
fans
school
love it.
survivors have this like iconic
Legend. Yeah.
glow about them, like,
Yeah.
and always will. I mean, the fact that Jenna is going to be on 50, I'm just like, Jenna,
Yeah.
it's
so
amazing.
excited for her. I love her.
That's
She's
amazing.
so good too. Talk
She
about
does.
I know.
Oh
Talk
my
about
God.
not aging. What the
Yeah.
heck?
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, old schoolers. I mean, and we love the new schoolers as well.
Yes, of
I mean,
course.
I still am a diehard fan to this day. I
Same.
love it. I have fun
Me
with it. And I love that too, because I love meeting people from all walks of life.
Mhm.
And there are some crazy, wonderful people out there. Emphasis
I like the way you added
wonderful.
wonderful after that.
Bless your
so
heart.
I'm a bit crazy. We all know this. I'm a little bit of a crazy person, but like I feel like you have to be a tiny bit crazy to play the game of Survivor.
I do too.
You
I do
do.
too.
You do.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to me. It's interesting because some of the most random matchups are some of my best friends. Like you'd be like, you would not pair them together. Like I say, I learn from other people. It's how I grow. Like I like to, get to know different people.
Well, and it's fun too, because when we go to these events, it's not just Survivor. You get to meet your favorite. Like I'm a Big Brother fan. I love Big Brother. If I could play any other game besides Survivor, I would love to play Big Brother.
I love
Love
Raiders.
it.
I'm a huge Trader fan.
Okay. I'd like to play that too.
Todd, you should
Or
play
Squid
that.
Game looks fun.
I would love to play Traders because I mean, not to toot my own.
right now.
What'd you say?
They're
They're
taking
taking
applications.
applications right now.
But they're
Yeah.
taking applications for people who have not been on reality TV.
They want everyday
Because
people.
they're doing two different versions.
Yeah.
They're doing the reality star one and then like the people who have not.
Right.
So
Well,
I
and
can't do that.
Traders, I would love to audition, but I feel like I'm too, and it's funny because I'm not too famous for the one for normal people and not famous enough for the one for reality people, And when I say famous, I mean I don't have enough followers.
Yeah. Same.
So I love Traders, and here's the thing: is I genuinely think I would do a good job. Like I think I could play
I
that
agree.
game, and I could play that game well.
Have
And
you
I
ever-
don't say that about many games. Like I don't think that I would be great on Amazing Race. I don't think I would be great on Big Brother, but I do think I would be great on Traders. I don't know why. Maybe
I
the
feel
mind
this,
game.
I don't know if I could. Big Brother, I love the show, but I don't know me if I could do it well. I think Traders, I could definitely.
Well, it's a
I
lot
know.
shorter
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
thing about Traders, guys, and I'm going to say this, and maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. If somebody even thinks that I am lying, I start to go, "Am I?" Even if I know I'm not. I'm like, what if I am? What if I like if somebody thinks that I am doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, I automatically have this guilt complex. So I think people will think I'm a traitor, even if I'm a faithful, because I'll be like, I don't know, maybe I am. Did they tap me on the shoulder? And I just don't remember. Like I
Was I
don't know
tapped?
why I'm this way. And honestly, I feel like Traders would be like an inoculation against all that bull crap. I
Yeah.
feel like it would help me to not be more like that, like to let me sort of live in a visceral kind of world of like maybe not making those choices. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
But it was kind of like Portia. I don't want to give spoilers out, but I mean, I don't know if you've seen this season, but Portia, you have or haven't.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been watching.
She was like, oh yeah, I voted them out or what, like made herself sound like a traitor, and she wasn't a traitor. And then they voted her out. So she was like saying things that made her look guilty when she wasn't. And they were like, why would you say that then if you weren't a traitor? And she was like, I don't know, in my head, I was acting like I was one. So kind of like what you just said. So
She said those things like clear as day. She was like, yeah, when I killed him. And it's like,
what?
Why would you say
that? And that's what I would be afraid. I would absolutely mess it up, but it would be the most comical thing Traders has ever experienced to see me wiggle like that and squirm and try to be.
I think he should. I keep
I
telling him.
agree, Todd. Why have you have you not applied for traders? Yes.
My thing, like you don't apply for traders unless I couldn't apply for traders. I would
Yeah.
have to be asked to
Asked,
Right.
for
yeah.
traders.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know why they haven't. It just, so there we
Yeah.
go.
All right,
Um,
Tanya, I'm getting my teacup.
Okay.
And I'm
that's
pouring
exactly
some
what I was about to come to.
and I'm sorry, but like, is there anything that we don't know about your season or your experience that you want to share that maybe hasn't been shared before?
Yes, actually.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun. I'm so
they-
excited.
they just recently had this conversation and kind of like debate about it with this previous season. But it didn't work out anyway. But me and Ken Stafford had a secret alliance. We at the hotel were in the elevator at the same time and slipped each other phone number, and we were like talking before the game.
No, Tanya, you naughty girl. I'm impressed.
We were like calling each other, thinking we were going to be on the same team and that we would align, and then it didn't work out. So, but
America's sweetheart.
Could you imagine if you were on
conniving.
the same tribe? That would have been wild.
it would have been so good. Like we wouldn't have acted like we were in alliance, but we would have totally
Right.
been in one. So
That's amazing. That's so
Wow.
funny. Oh, that's tea. That's my tea. I just burned myself. My tongue is burning. That's
love
amazing.
that.
Anything else? Anything else?
gosh, the only thing I can think of really is like talking before the game. You talked about that and how you got in trouble a lot. I honestly thought they were going to kick Clay Jordan out, which makes me sad because he's passed away now. But he talked the whole time, like before the show started. He got in trouble so many times for talking. It was terrible. Like they kept coming and threatening him. And I just remember thinking he's going to be the first person to vote off because he talks way too much. He's a troublemaker. And then I fell in love with him, and that didn't happen either. So, but it's kind of funny, like those things that happen before the show that make you have like a certain opinion of someone before you get to know them.
Did you have an opinion? I had an opinion about John Rivera. I did not like him. Everywhere we went, he like sent food back, or he was rude to the wait staff, or he was like, it just there's like this air of I'm better than everybody here.
Yeah.
He didn't like hang out with us. He always
It was
like
the
went-
flowy silk shirts. He was always wearing button-down silk shirts in
and
like
Louis Vuitton shoes.
110-degree humid China. And I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's a lot nicer in real life, though. Just
He
FYI.
is.
He's actually a really nice guy. But my opinion was not great. And I thought Jamie was going to get in trouble for talking a lot because she kept getting, she was, but you know what? She's just bubbly. And
Yeah.
I don't think it's very unnatural to put somebody that bubbly in a group of people and say, don't talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with Fight.
Exactly. And that's why he made such a great Castaway. That's why he did so well.
He
Because
is
he
some
was
good
so
TV.
fun. He was good TV, wasn't
He
he?
is some good TV. Yeah.
He's hilarious.
I'm gonna watch your season again now. I'm excited. I should
And
have done
Danny, like I get mad because Thailand gets probably the worst crap. Like everybody hates it, and I don't understand because if you knew the people, like they are so good. Like honestly, like Jan, Helen, and even Brian. Like Brian should get a award for
he
like,
played well.
Yeah.
my God. What you saw on camera was totally opposite than what we saw. We never saw that version. He never came across as like slimy or, a used car salesman. He was so warm and bubbly and never gave those vibes. So he definitely should win an award. And I feel like a lot of people hate on him. And he actually, if you get to know Brian, he's awesome. Like I love Brian.
Yeah.
I've only met Brian once, but he was really cool.
Yeah. Nothing like what I thought he would be, which is your point, I think.
Yeah.
And so what surprised you the most about yourself on the show?
Honestly, I was so sick that I never really got to come out and be who I really was, So for me, I don't know if that really surprised me. I was more disappointed because I didn't get to be who I wanted to be, just because of the sick factor. But going back, I do think I was so naive and like, I don't know that I was ready to play when I was on there, honestly. Like, I think, man, if I could go now, I'd be so different than I was then. So I don't know. I would change a lot.
Yeah, that's one of the things actually that Rob talked about. He said these people who play in their 20s, they just haven't had enough life to be able to. Some people are an exception, like Todd was clearly an exception, but most people in their 20s haven't lived enough life to know how nuanced it is and how many different ways of seeing things, and looking at strategy as like maybe social, not just I'm gonna find this immunity idol or whatever. And he said the sweet spot for people to play, he thinks, is in their late 30s. He said that's when you've had the life experience, but you're still young enough and you're still and I was like, that's interesting. I would love to see that. I agree too.
I don't, but
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
you didn't,
No,
because you were
no,
the
the
exception.
truth is I was very young to win the game. I mean, not many, 21,
it was
22
unusual.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think because I was always the outcast growing up. I was the
You
nerdy
lived a lot of
one.
life.
And so I got to know people genuinely growing up that I really wanted to be in my life. And that's what I did in Survivor.
Yeah.
So
That's such a good
Do you
point.
think it helped you too that you watched the game so much and you like knew so much about it?
I think so, because I think a super fan has two ways to go. They can either get out there and bury themselves because they're excited and they try to make the big moves and they try to be something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many
Love
super
Brandon,
fans they're too worried about being iconic rather than actually playing the game. And that is the biggest downfall. Or you can get out there as a super fan and actually use the stuff that you watch and learn to help you get further.
Yeah.
So what I learned from watching all of the seasons beforehand was that the people who get to know each other are technically like kept around. They're kept around longer, and so the more people you're close with and you gain trust with, the further you're going to go. You don't have to be the powerhouse. You don't want to be the powerhouse because that's a target on your back. But
Right. You can be you know what? I think Brian did this well, and so did you, Todd. Be a powerhouse, but do it with the cameras. Don't do it with people around you. You know what I mean? The minute they know you're a super fan, boom, all of a sudden, so maybe keep that a little guarded close to your chest, because the minute people know that, they know what the heck you're doing. And that
and watch everybody. That's another big thing. It's like know where people are.
yes.
Because if they're over there talking, if there's 4 people over there talking, but you're over here alone, chances are you're being talked about.
Yeah. And it's
So-
easy too. Like Tanya and I out there trying to play this incredibly difficult game, with we had such a bad hand dealt to us. Sick. You have no energy to even engage in gameplay because you're just trying to live.
Like Leslie, you had to leave camp and go off to, do your business.
Do my business. I
multiple
wasn't throwing
times.
up, but it was the other end. It was awful.
Didn't have that problem, thank God. I mean, I was throwing up, but I wasn't.
I would have rather thrown up, to be honest.
I think
because that was so embarrassing and it was so awful. And you have to go so far away from camp, because you don't want to be near the camp to do that.
Yeah.
Well, and we didn't have the ocean, we had the lake, so we couldn't do it in the lake.
Can't do it in the lake. Ew. Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's good things about Survivor. There's really fun things about Survivor, and there's really hard things. And this is what I love about this podcast, bringing people on and like hearing the real behind the scene. This kicked my ass story, not just it was amazing and my whole life has changed and now I'm famous. No, we don't hear that, guys. Boston Rob, probably the only one who really has gone far from this game
And Parvati.
Yeah. And Sandra. I mean, the big ones that have played a few times and have really, really done well. It's rare though. You think about it. We've got over close to 800 people now.
Wait, step back. Elizabeth Hasselbeck as well.
Okay. Boom. Yeah, you're right. And some people do well for a season, but then the star stops shining. And it's just there's no guarantee. So if you're doing this, like Todd said, to be a legend or to be iconic or to be famous, it's not the thing. It's not the thing to do.
Yeah.
Iconic moments happen naturally. They don't happen because
not intentionally. Exactly. Oh, that is good advice. But so Tanya, thank you for coming on Beyond the Torch. And what are you up to today though? Like, what is your life like now?
Nothing.
Yes.
Monday is my good day. Like,
It's
so
a win.
it's a rare. I do pharmaceutical sales, and so I recently switched over to animal pharmaceuticals instead of
Really?
human. So I sell
Wow.
dog and cat products like small companion. So we just launched we're getting ready to launch a new product. So I've been like taking tests and all that fun stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do now. I call in vets and they're so amazing. Like they're fun and I get to pet all the furry animals when I'm in the office and
That's a great job. I
so
love
fun.
that.
Huh.
It's
Awesome.
really
Well,
fun.
and as if you're a Survivor fan out there and you ever run into Tanya, say hi. She's the nicest person on the planet.
Yeah, don't be shy because she will
Listen, I've never
bring you
met
out of
this
your shell.
before. Listen, I help people all the time. If they tell me they want to do the show, if they want to, I'm like, in fact, that's how Gavin got cast.
Really?
Not from me, but he lives near me. He was in Ron John's surf shop in Cocoa Beach and ran into Jeremiah. And Jeremiah, he was like, "Oh, I'm such a big fan, blah, blah, blah." Jeremiah helped him get in touch with
Oh.
casting and he got cast and then almost won. So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
I love helping people too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll help anybody as much as I can. I mean,
Yeah,
I
same.
I'm not like fully available all the time at your beck and call, but I do. I mean, if somebody has a video and they're like, I just need eyes on it,
I do it all
I
the
would
time.
love to help. Yeah, me too. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here, Tanya. We love you. I hope we
Thank
made
you.
that clear.
Yes, I love
Um,
you guys.
I know you do. And that's the cool thing. Like there are some people you just know. You
Yeah.
just know. They
Yeah.
got your back. They love you. It's unconditional and it's real. So you're one of those people in my life. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Take care.
Oh, she's the best.
But like a little
I
breath
love
of
her.
fresh air. I do too. I've always
I love
loved Tanya though. Like from the minute I saw her on my TV. And then when I met her, I was a little starstruck, not gonna lie.
No, I agree. Because like we were saying earlier with the old school survivors, because I was 20 when I met her and she signed my Thailand buff and she was so nice. And then when I, lived in Orlando again, and then she ended up moving to Orlando, it was just a very surreal thing for me. Because like she would come to watch Survivor with us at our house. She came to our Halloween parties. Like
Aw.
it was just very odd, or like it felt like a fever dream because
Yes, yeah.
she was someone I was like, oh my gosh, it's Tanya Vance,
I don't even think she realizes she's Tanya Vance. You know what I mean? Like
I
think
know
just
because
like,
she's
"Oh,
just
yeah,
so real.
that's right. I was on a show." And here's the cool thing. I think there's something about those really, really old school Survivor
Yes.
players that do feel almost like icons. Like you don't even have to. I mean, she only played 6 days, and I remember her as one of my favorite characters on that season. So it's like,
Seriously though.
yeah, it's amazing to me how fun. I love this. I love what we're doing here, Todd.
I
It's
do
so
too. It's
fun
really
for
fun.
me to
It's
get to
really
like
fun.
know these people beyond the torch, to get to hear their stories. People who I think some people may, and not Tanya, but some people may have forgotten about some of these people, and like bringing a little spotlight on them and letting them just talk about life. And
Well, the cool part for me is like, sure, I've met and hung out with a lot of the people that have been on our podcast. However, I'm learning these stories and like watching back. It's like things that I never would have known or didn't think to ask. And so I'm learning new things too about people that have been my friends for years. So it's really, I love it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I know. It's been really great. So thank you guys for watching. We keep growing. I'm watching the numbers. I'm like, holy crap. So like if you're listening and you're like, I love this show, I love what they're doing, I love where they're headed. If you want to be a Beyond the Torch ambassador, this is a new thing that we're kicking off. It's a way for you to be involved. If you want to make clips or whatever, you have our permission. Just credit us and send people to us to follow and to get to know the podcast. And we're just going to make this a grassroots kind of fun thing. And we're going to grow and let people know what all these amazing survivors are up to.
I love it. And Survivor would not be around without the fans. So the
Yes.
fans are the super backbone of all of it. And
The
so
lifeblood,
we
yeah.
appreciate you. We love you. We are part of the fandom.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also if you're listening and you heard the fans have spoken and you want to be a part of that, it's very easy. It doesn't cost a thing except 90 seconds of your life. And you just get to talk about your favorite thing about this amazing show that is about to have 50 seasons. And we're so excited that you're here and supporting Beyond the Torch. So thank you very much. And thank you to Tanya Vance for being here and showing us her heart. I knew she would do such a great job. And thank you to Cash Money for the amazing co-hosting job that he did.
Cash Money was Tanya's dog. We said it, but yeah, he's
just in case you forgot. He was in the background making himself known. But anyway, we will see you next week, guys, right here on Beyond the Torch. We appreciate you and we love you. Mwah.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today on Beyond the Torch. And before we go, I just want to let you know the story doesn't end when the episode does. Todd pours his creativity into Todd's Pop Shop, where he designs custom Funko Pops for fans who love Survivor and pop culture. You can find his work on Instagram at Todd's Pop Shop. And if you're in a season of transition with your faith, identity, or even just life in general, I'm Leslie Neese, a life and faith transition coach, and I offer one-on-one coaching for people learning how to move forward honestly and whole. You can find me at leslieneesecoaching.com. I also host a podcast called Honoring the Journey, where we talk openly about faith perspectives, doubts, questions, and the courage it takes to stay curious. Thank you so much for being a part of our tribe, and thanks for walking this journey with us. We'll see you next time on Beyond the Torch.